In the early 1870s, the city of St. Augustine, on the northeastern coast of Florida, still seemed to exist outside of time. Wooden houses worn by salt and humidity kept their windows open during the day in a futile attempt to relieve the constant heat. Everyone knew one another, which meant that anything out of the ordinary rarely went unnoticed. Beyond the last row of houses, darkness ruled completely. And beyond that darkness began the marshes. That sense of familiarity began to change in the summer of 1871. Fishermen began noticing that some of their nets returned torn in strange ways. Thomas Wheeler, a fisherman of more than 20 years, mentioned one afternoon that he had never seen damage like that before. But the comments continued. Chickens vanished from backyards during the night without leaving feathers behind. The first event that truly unsettled the city occurred in September of 1871. Elijah Moore was a young dock worker known for his reliability. At first, no one panicked. Dock workers sometimes stayed overnight on boats or drank until morning. There were no signs of struggle, no weapons, no visible wounds that could immediately explain his death. Some residents recalled Elijah mentioning days earlier that he felt watched when walking near the marshes after sunset. Sarah Whitmore, who lived in an isolated house, claimed she heard heavy footsteps circling her home throughout the night. The marks were not clearly human. They were too wide and too irregular. Something moving slowly through dense vegetation, always just beyond sight. James Holloway, a former Army officer, organized small nighttime patrols. He was openly skeptical of rumors. At first, nothing happened. Then, during one patrol, Holloway recorded an incident that unsettled even him. It was a hot, windless night. Lanterns were raised. Nothing was visible. They advanced carefully. When one man stepped closer, a low, rhythmic sound emerged from nearby, resembling heavy breathing. It was close. The group immediately retreated. Not because he believed in anything supernatural, but because he could not explain it logically. Margaret Lewis, a local school teacher, documented her experiences in a personal diary. She wrote of exhaustion caused by constant vigilance. According to her, fear did not stem from a specific threat, but from the lack of explanation. From the sense that something could happen at any moment, without warning. Between 1874 and 1876, incidents reached their peak. Objects were found moved overnight. Storage buildings near the marshes showed signs of disturbance without forced entry. Workers reported feeling watched while alone at dusk. In 1876, a man named Samuel Brooks disappeared while taking a shortcut through a marsh-adjacent trail. Witnesses confirmed seeing him enter the area before sunset. Searches began immediately. For 3 days, residents scoured the land. Only personal belongings were found along the trail. There were no signs of struggle, no evidence of known animal attacks. Samuel became the third disappearance in a short period. Fear peaked. nearly a decade, an entire city lived alongside something it could never fully identify. Something that left physical traces, altered daily behavior, and disappeared without explanation. Perhaps the most unsettling part is not what occurred, but how quietly it ended. If you enjoyed this long-form historical story and want more realistic, investigative narratives like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a like so you don't miss the next video.